Friends, it is such a great pleasure to stand in front of you as today we honor Monica and David on the occasion of their wedding. Even though Monica and I have eagerly anticipated this day for many years, it is hard to believe that this amazing day has finally arrived. When Monica called with the news that David had proposed, I cannot tell you how overjoyed I was. Having gotten to know David over these last 2 years, I knew that these two quirky and wonderful people were perfect for each other, that they were meant to be. And when she asked me to be the maid of honor, well, that was just the icing on the proverbial cake. I would tell you that it came as a surprise, but strictly speaking, that would not be true. Even though I am truly humbled and delighted as I can be, the honest truth is that I have known since 3rd grade that one glorious day I would be standing right here in this very spot, celebrating the wedding of my dear lifelong friend. As many of you know, Monica and I grew up in the same hometown, and for most of our childhood we were inseparable. Most of us, I suppose, carry around within ourselves a collection of images, some vivid and some faded, from the earliest years of life, like a kind of a photo album in our heart and in our mind. Do you know what I see when I flip through the pages of the album in my mind? When I do that, I see that on nearly every page, my dear sweet friend is right there with me, all the way from the time that we first met in 3rd grade to the end of high school. As I turn the pages, I see us swimming together in Lake Ohrid to escape the summer heat. I see us kicking leaves down the sidewalk along the boardwalk in the autumn. I see us sliding down the steep street near my house in winter. I suppose all people here know that the two of us grew up in Albania. Life was simple then, and even though we were quite poor, we knew a thing or two about having fun. Growing up, we didn't have much, and I still remember that one of your relatives who had been abroad brought us some gum. It is hard to believe now, but we had never had gum before. And I remember that it was such a treasure, such a precious commodity, that we wouldn't dare throw it away. I remember that you and I would put it in a glass of water and set it beside our bed to use it for the next day. There can be no doubt that some of that gum broke records for longevity. I also remember when we started to learn English in 5th grade. Do you remember how many hours we spent trying to decode song lyrics? Who knows, maybe we learned more English from George Michael and Michael Jackson than we did from class. Do you remember how cool we looked when Albania opened up and you and I bought our very first pair of tennis shoes and jeans? We already looked alike on the inside, and now we were alike on the outside too. We were ready to take on the world together. Of course, staying together forever was not meant to be. Life sometimes has a way of putting physical distance between us and the ones that we love. When you left to study in Romania and I stayed behind in Albania, the times when we were together were fewer and farther between. And things only became more difficult when I got married and moved to the United States. However, as I am certain you would agree, over all those years, despite the great distance, you and I have remained close in heart. Monica, I cannot tell you how happy I am for you today. As someone who has known you for so many years, I can sincerely say that I am proud of the wonderful woman you have become. As someone who can still see the shy little girl in her mind's eyes, I can only marvel at the vision of beauty that you are today. I have seen you close up in every season of life. I have seen you laugh. I have seen you cry. I have seen you struggle, and I have seen you overcome. I have watched as you have grown and matured and become a woman who is in every way worthy of my affection, my adoration, and my imitation. And now, as one who has spent so many precious hours with you, I am pleased beyond telling to honor you and David as together you embark on the great journey of marriage. My sincere hope is that God would bless your marriage and that your days together would be full of life, love, and joy.